Madden 25 finally released their trailer for the game, and we are getting close to we're about a month out before College Football 25, 2 months out before Madden. We are getting into a very, very cool time of the year. Now, I am very excited. I got to play this game, Madden 25, early in Orlando a couple weeks ago. I was able to talk to some of their devs, and I was able to get really cool perspective. I'm a big advocate for just like understanding how they're thinking and what their goals are. And it was a very eye-opening experience. And I want to share some of that with you guys, and especially with this trailer news coming out, talk about some of the changes that they made to the game. My name is Civil. I've played Pro Madden for 5, 6 years now. I've won tens of thousands of dollars. So I think I have kind of a different perspective than a lot of people can offer. So I come purely from a gameplay point of view. Now, I would be an idiot if I didn't mention that this game is obviously being overshadowed by the release of College Football 25, which I am going to be deep and diving, and we'll be doing gameplay videos here every single day. I'm very excited for that. So obviously, the hype is bigger for College Football 25 than Madden 25 for very obvious reasons. We're not going to deep dive the reasons behind it. But what I can say is, and I talked to other creators that were in Orlando when we played these two games, is that if College Football 25 was not coming out and they released these same updates for Madden that they did right now, obviously some of them are inspired by college football coming out, but if all these updates did the same and there was no college football game, this would sound like a great Madden in terms of just pure what they are changing year over year. And I want to talk about that 'cause I think gameplay has the potential to be drastically different for the first time, and people with different skill sets have the potential to put like to one get really good and also be way worse if you're missing a skill set. So one of the biggest changes, and it's been talked about, but I think I don't know. I feel like it hasn't been talked about enough is the switch stick on defense. So if you're unfamiliar with what this is, if you are on defense and you flick your right stick in a direction in coverage, you will go to the defender who's in coverage right there. So let me give you an example where this makes sense so maybe you can envision this a little bit better. All right. Let's close our eyes together, boys. When we close our eyes, you're in a cover three shell, and your user is a linebacker in the middle of the field in a yellow zone. Okay. You see a cover three beater getting open at the top right of your screen. He is about to bomb your cover three. You switch stick back to that middle third, and you then are on that middle third mid play, and you go user and lurk that bomb. Now, another example. Let's say you're in a cover two. He runs a flood concept and is about to throw a corner route over your flat, right? So he's gonna throw a corner route to the sideline. You switch stick onto the flat, run up, and lurk the corner route. What this is giving you is the control now to make up for, I don't want to say bad defense, but for make up for routes that are getting open that you really can't defend in a lot of different ways without hyper specific adjustments, right? Really, to defend a corner route sometimes, the only way you can is a zone dropped flat at times, right? And now this will give you the ability mid play to recognize what's happening and then go take control of that defender, which I think is an incredible thing. And one of my favorite parts about this is that it is directly tied to you as the user. Now, I'm biased in this area. I love gameplay, and I love the idea of doing everything we can to build upon skill gap, to build upon the user, and build upon giving the user control, which I think this does a great job of. And everyone I've talked to pretty much says, yeah, this seems like a really cool way to add more control to the user and to finally give defense some tools, right? Offense in Madden, offense in football is ridiculously overpowered. Like offense in football, all the rules are tailored to offense. People want to watch offense, et cetera, et cetera. And offense in gaming is even more so like that. So now here's a actual tool that could be a massive game changer on defense that EA is now just giving us. And if it works as intended, can be a massive, massive, massive difference maker. And just from playing the game in Orlando, I was able to get the hang of it. And I was able to do some cool stuff like picking off corner routes, like jumping to a flat. A couple caveats with that switch stick is that one, it only works on pass plays. Okay, RPOs do count. Two, your user defender needs to be in a pass coverage assignment, or else the way you do it is a little bit different. So if you're blitzing your user, you have to do it slightly different, which is a video for another day way down the line. And then three, the ball has to be not thrown yet. So if the ball's in air, you can't do it. When the ball's in the air, you'll just click B or circle like you usually would to click on to the nearest defender. I love this. One of the biggest things EA continuously told us when we were there is, hey, we're all about control. We want to give the user control. And they've talked about this in every single area a big one of those is kind of the pass blocking stuff that you've seen kind of talked about here and there. They want to give the user more and more and more control, which I think is something that even if you're, a hardcore guy, not a hardcore guy, whatever, whatever, I think I again, I'm biased on this, man, but I want to say we're all advocates for having more control, I think, right? I mean, again, I don't know. It's hard. I can't speak for other people. I can only speak for myself. But man, I feel like I love the idea of having more control. Now, I've played Madden games and EA games for a long time, and so there is one big caveat with this, and this is really what I look for in new games too. So if someone asks me, "Hey Civ, what are you looking for in the new Madden?" It really is two things. One, I hope the game is different. I can confidently say that a large majority of from what I played, Madden 24 to Madden 25 felt different. Movement was different. The obviously the switch stick is a major difference. And movement being different is just it's slightly different, but it is different. Like it is different. You'll have a better understanding of what I mean playing the game. If some of you guys played the beta already, you may have an understanding. It is a little bit different. Not crazy, but a little bit. So I hope for a different game every year, right? It needs to actually be different. And then two, and this is one that is very like just kind of overlooked, and I'm very big on it, is the game just needs to be fucking functional, right? Which is something that for some reason in 2024, it seems like everybody who does anything overlooks functionality, whether it's like a product they sell, whether it's whatever, a video game, whatever, whatever, whatever. A lot of things just aren't functional, and we've had our issues with Madden games in the past where I remember Madden 23, I think it was, or 22, beginning of the year, I couldn't see my adjustments on defense. I just couldn't see my buttons. Not functional in that case, right? Maybe a little minor, but definitely a major for anybody who plays competitively. That is not a functional thing, right? Madden 22, again, I believe, Eric Dickerson in Mutt, he was flashing to where if you loaded into a game against Eric Dickerson, your screen would go bang, 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 flashing white light. And it's like, this is not playable. Um, Server issues, stuff like that. Menus. I think menus have been miserable for a long time to make the game very unfunctional. And maybe is it functional? Sure, but the user experience is miserable. These are all things I'd like to see get cleaned up and continue to be good in Madden 24 or Madden 25. Because that's a major in making a good game that people just kind of overlook, right? The game has to be functional, right? That's major. Switch stick has to be functional. That's huge. Now, another really cool thing that they gave us, we talked about a tool on defense, but let's go to a tool on offense now, is the custom stem stuff. And the way I see this potentially making a huge impact in the game is simple. Think about this. What do people use as clear out routes right now in the game? If you're trying to push a deep third back, what do you do? You put a streak, probably, right? Now, you could technically custom stem a corner route to go 40 yards and act as a clear out and then become a corner route late. So, what I think this potentially could do is add in some really cool route combos. If you don't know what a custom stem is, it's essentially any route that can get smart routed. You now can basically choose the depth that this route cuts. So let's say an out route, instead of the out route cutting at 5 yards, it can now cut at 8 yards, or 10 yards, or 2 yards, or 24 yards, or 39 yards. You kind of get the idea. You can do this now just by hot routing, and I believe every quarterback can do this. It's an incredibly cool feature that's in college football and in Madden 25. That's going to give us a lot more control over offense and just give us more flexibility, which I think is really, really cool. I'm a huge advocate for that style of thing. Same with the offensive line logic that they're changing. I don't even know how much like it's very cool. Um, they I'm excited, dude. I really, really, really am excited for the gameplay of it. Again, is college football going to overshadow this? Yeah, but do I think long term Madden will always be the bigger game? It just is, even though again I'm a huge advocate for college football. Just Madden's bigger long term, in my opinion. And I genuinely think, dude, like they are on the right track, assuming things are functional, to making a really cool football gaming experience this fall. And I feel like as gamers, that's something that like that's all we can ask for, right? So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the trailer and everything like that. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.